I want to welcome us to the Crypto Football YouTube channel. I just needed to come our way today because of what has happened in the market. Because I understand that in times like this, there are a lot of persons that will be confused and will almost like be freaking out of the market because most of them FOMOed into the market. They didn't know when to buy and they were caught off guard. Now, you don't really need to be afraid because, yes, I understand the language recently have been liquidation, liquidation, liquidation. I keep, cautioning people that you don't, do a leverage trade in the middle of a bull market. You don't do a leverage trade right in the middle of a bull market. You can do that from the very early stage of the bull market, not at the middle of the bull market, because a lot of things can happen. And do you forget the fact that the 21-day weekly moving average can be retested again? And surprisingly, there are a lot of persons that do not really understand how the market operates. You know, as a Wyckofian, there are two things that we usually look out for. Number one is accumulation. Look at this beautiful accumulation. Look at this beautiful accumulation. And then number two is distribution. Look at this serious distribution that took place here. Look at this serious distribution that took place here. Now, if you cannot identify these two events, I think you really have no business trading, because you are going to, at every point in time, be giving your money to the, losing your money to the smart money. Don't be a dump money in the market. Don't be a dump money in the market. All right. Let us quickly look at the charts and the facts on the chart, what the chart is telling us. Before then, I want to show us something so that if you have made a mistake next time, you shouldn't be a culprit. All right. Let us quickly look at the chart of Bitcoin. I always make use of the daily time frame because it gives me a clearer picture and a long time view of what is to happen in the market. Now remember this triangle. We're looking at this triangle very critically. We're expecting Bitcoin to break above this triangle, but Bitcoin didn't break above this triangle. Bitcoin remained inside this triangle, and at the point we saw Bitcoin coming down, breaking out of this triangle, touching this trend line and bouncing back again. Now this was very interesting because I understand a lot of people took trade from this trend line. And look at, this was 29th of November, Bitcoin couldn't break out. And then this was 30th of November, Bitcoin couldn't break out. And this was 1st of December, Bitcoin couldn't break out. On the 2nd again, Bitcoin couldn't break out. And Bitcoin closed this day in the red. All right, let's look at what happened on the 3rd of December. On the 3rd of December, look at what Bitcoin did. Bitcoin broke below this triangle. It broke below this triangle. And when it broke below this triangle, now as a wise trader, as a sensitive trader that is paying attention to the facts on the chart, you are supposed to understand that this candle closing outside this triangle and below this trend line for a day is quite very dangerous. Here is the signal for a big red flag for you to get out of the market, to quit out of the market. If you were having an open trade, if you are a long-term holder, no problem. But if you are a short-term trader, at this point you are supposed to have quit the market, because look at two major trend lines were broken. This bottom trend line of the triangle and this rising trend line was broken, and Bitcoin closed below these two trend lines on the daily time frame. And then now look at what was happening here. I have always told us, never forget to look at what the market participants are doing. Remember the law of demand and supply. When supply surpasses demand, what happens next? Look at here. We noticed that within this period that the Bitcoin price was touching the under trend line, the bottom trend line of the triangle, supply was far more than demand. And eventually we have this volume of supply coming in and blowing the market down from around the prices of 57,000 down to the prices of around $42,000. you know. So now I want you to next time be cautious enough, be careful enough to pay attention to the facts on the chart, so that you are not caught off guard and you are not liquidated unnecessarily and you don't put your money off into the hands of the smart money. So there is a lesson to learn here. I think there is a lesson to learn here. All right. Now, a lot of person are asking this question: what is happening with the bull market over? What is happening with the prices of Bitcoin? Now, I've shown us the technicals, and I want us to look at the on-chain. I want us to look at the on-chain. What is going on in the on-chain? What is going on in the on-chain? Now, before we go to the on-chain, there is a chart I want to show to us. There is a chart I want to show to us. Okay, yeah, this is the chart I want to show to us. I want to show to us a chart. I want us to understand something. Now, when we are looking at a chart, basically what we are looking at what we call the market structure. We are looking at market structure. When market structure is being broken, then there is something serious going on in the market. Now, if you look at, there are two trend lines here. Look at this upper trend line coming down from around April 2021 and then extending down here. If you look at this trend line, serves as a resistance here. Look at the whole resistance here. It broke out here, it came back, resistance here, and then we form a local bottom here, and it broke out eventually and formed a confirmation here and went up all to the prices of 68k. This is quite interesting. And then coming down, we saw the price of Bitcoin. Now look at this, is a round, but right, this is a round top. This is a round top. This is a distributional character. This is a distributional character. And then Bitcoin came down, broke this trend line, came down and stopped at this bottom trend line All right, what happened next? Bitcoin bounced off this line and closed above this line. The full body of the candle closed above this line. And then we have seen that there is the today candle open here. This candle is not looking strong at all. It's not looking bullish at all. This candle is not looking bullish at all. But remember one thing, today we are going to have a weekly close. Let's see where the weekly close, and then let's see where the new week will be opening. So for now, I think Bitcoin is going to be forming another structure here. Nothing has really been very visible here, but there's a clear structure that will be coming out in the next 1 week. In the next 1 week, we expect a very clear structure to be formed. And one of the key levels that we are going to be looking at is 53,000. We need Bitcoin to break above 53,000. Now, let us look at something. There's something that I need to... Why I'm calling that 53,000? If Bitcoin break above 53,000, how significant would that be? That would be a very good confirmation that we are going to see a resumption, of the uptrend. We are likely to see a resumption of the uptrend. All right, let's look at, you can see this. This is a very serious and important, resistance. Very serious and important resistance. If you look at the support, finally broken here. Now, if Bitcoin can break above this 53k line and stay on top for the next 24 to 48 hours, that would be a very good sign for us. The RSI is clearly very bullish. Very bearish. Yeah. The truth of the matter is that we are bearish for now until we get above 53k. Look at the RSI, very bearish, and then look at the MACD. The MACD, bearish. So that is that. So what are we watching? What are we going to be watching out for? What we are going to be watching out for? Bitcoin price gravitating gradually to the price of 53k and closing above 53k for at least 2 to 3 days, or even for a week. That will be a confirmation that we are going to be moving back to the upside. All right, and then 60k is going to be our next target. We will close above 53. All right, let us look at one on-chain analysis that I want to show to us. The reason why I'm telling us that the bull market is here with us, and we are yet to go close to the peak of the bull market. All right, let's go to history. History will always guide us. In times like this, we look at history and and we compare and we corroborate. January 1st, 2012, we saw Bitcoin at the price of $4. Bitcoin move. Look at Bitcoin was. Look at. Take note of these blue dotted cycles. These blue dotted cycles. They're always a good time to buy. Look at. They were here. They were here. They were here, until eventually we saw the green emerging. When we saw this green emerging, that was signaling to us that there is going to be a very volatile movement in the next coming month in the prices of Bitcoin. And actually, from that February 2013 to around around April 13, we saw the price of Bitcoin moving from the price of $29 straight to the prices of around $213. And then we came back briefly, and we saw these yellow dotted lines. We saw these yellow dotted lines. This was the first half of the bull market. And then we entered into the second half of the bull market. We saw these yellow dotted circles. And Bitcoin moved again to form this blow off top. This is a typical blow off top. That was November 28, 2013. Bitcoin peaked at the prices of $1,124 and $29. Remember, this was a 2-year bull market that started from the price of $4 and peaked at the price of $1,129. And then Bitcoin eventually came down and touched this moving average, this 21 weekly moving average, and we saw these blue dotted lines. We saw Bitcoin forming these blue dotted cycles. This period was quite a good period to buy. This was quite a long bear market, which started typically from around 2015. It bottomed around the price. 2015 Bitcoin bottom after reaching the peak of 1,129 November 13. We saw Bitcoin bottoming out around September 3rd, 2015. September 3rd, 2015. And from there, that was the price of $238. We saw Bitcoin moving again to the peak around 16,000. Around 19,000, 2017, December 2017. Now let's quickly look at where we are right now. Let's look at where we are. We have already seen that these blue dotted cycles are period of accumulation. All right, we have known that period of accumulation. This was the bottom of the last bear market, $3,500, around 14th of April 2019, and this was the coronavirus dump, bringing Bitcoin down to the price of $5,500. Now look at the first, half of the Bitcoin bull market, where we now move from the price of 5,000 straight to the price of $58,000. All right, almost 60K. And then right now we saw Bitcoin coming back to this blue, which is typically accumulation. We have seen all of this it's an accumulation period. Bitcoin is forming this blue. So telling us that what are we doing now? We are practically in another accumulation period again. We are practically in another accumulation period. Take note, if we are to see a peak in the market, we must see this. We must see these red dotted cycles. But right now, that has not appeared here. It has not appeared here. So what does it mean? This means that there is another leg up. All right. So this is what I have to share with us, and I think this will keep us on our toes, and this will put us in a better position to know where the Bitcoin price is actually headed to. I want to appreciate us for watching this video, and also I want to plead to Ross not to forget to like the video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, so that you always get our videos as we upload them real time. The videos that we do here are not just entertainment videos. They are quite entertaining and also educational video. If you follow our YouTube channel, you are going to be well educated in terms of technical analysis, on-chain analysis, and even news in the market. So I want to say thank you very much once again. See you in the next video.